Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel and today's daily, which is Tents and Trees, and it is October 29th. We've got some big puzzles in the way, so let's get started. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit less than the last couple because they've run a bit long, so we might have to reduce what we've got, particularly because we've got a couple of big ones going. So let's get our coins and let's jump into this one. So I'm not going to do this one here. I think I'm going to start on this F and then we'll come back to the E because the E is a couple of 20 by 20s, so we need a little bit of a prep job here first to get us warmed up, and then we'll move into those. So let's get into them. All right, let's see. Don't think this 4 tells us enough at the moment, so let's do some cleanup and see if we can find anything while we're roaming around looking here, something that will get us started. And doesn't really look like it just off the cuff, so let's start seeing what we've got. Let's see. Wow, I don't see anything right away. Actually, you can't ever be in because you'd remove too many options. There's that. It's not quite enough there because we can still go these two. Actually, we can't. We can't put both of these in because we would break this guy here. So one of these two has to be in, which means you guys are out. There's a little something. Now it's going to get us onto this 3 because we can get rid of these guys. And now we don't really know which ones of these are going to be in or not. We do know one of you will be in, one of you will be in, and one of you will be in. So I think I think what we're going to know is that this tree can't take this guy on because that would force you here, you here, you here, and you here. So that's going to push you to this. And you have to come down here. Now, what does that tell us? Don't know that it does tell us what the rest of this stuff is at the moment. See if we can find some other constraints we can get into and see what we get out of it. Because the 2 is still not quite determined. We can easily put both of those in, and then those 3, or we can plop one here and then put this guy in. I guess that means this guy has to be in, doesn't it? Because we can't do both of these, because that would remove too many options. So you are in. All right. That still doesn't tell us what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have something on the 4s we can work with as well. Didn't really notice it. These guys can all go. That's going to get us moving. Okay, perfect. That's what I needed to see. Now we can run on this. Put all those in. These are all done. Let's plop these guys in. That forces you, puts you, and you. Go. Alrighty. First one down. Had a little bit of work we need to do on that one, so it's kind of boding for what we've got going on for the rest of these puzzles, but let's see what we can figure out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that means we can't put you or you in because you'd be removing too many options. Let's go over here to this 4, see if we can figure out anything. And the 3. Let's do some cleanup actually first. Let's get rid of this stuff and then come back in. See what we can find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can get rid of all of these. That's going to set off the log jam here. Put all you in. Good. That finishes our 1. That's a corner. This 3 we can use. So let's plop those in. We're going to know one of those 2 has to be in. You have to be here, so you have to be here, which means you have to be that final one there, and you have to go here. Which means these 2 have to be in, you have to be in, you, and you. 3 is done. This 2 has to be both of these. And then what else? Where's the next bit? Well, you're there, so you have to be here. Okay, that sets off a little ladder, if you will, of stuff going down the line, which forces you in, you're out. And this one can't be in, so you are. Okay. There was our little appetizer. Now we get into our 20 by 20s here. We'll go back up to this guy. Let's do it. And let's try to get through this guy. Right here, you're automatically in, which means you 2 are automatically in. The 1s are both done. So that's a nice little a chunk cut out of all of this. Let's start digging away here and see what we can find on the 8s and the 7s. I have a feeling we're going to have just givens, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we can put those in. We'll see if that correlates to the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It does. Okay. Now you, and you. So you're out, you're in. Get rid of all of these. One of those two will be in. Okay. Did that cut across anyway? Not necessarily. There's a 7 over here we can look at. There's a 6 over here, but I don't think this 6 is going to do anything for us at the moment. Let's take a quick look at this 7, but I don't think there's much in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'd be wrong. There is much in it. Let's get those in and then start clearing this stuff out and see what that did for us. You're there, so you're out. That does get us finalized here. Perfect. All of this can go, and we're going to have to do a bunch of cleanup as we go as well for some of this stuff, which is fine. Let's see. Let's do some of this and see what that gives us for these 4s and 5s. And anything else in this general vicinity. You here must go. Okay, that's perfect, because that's going to set off a little bit of a wave here. You're a corner. You guys are just not going to be in anyway, so let's do a little bit of work there. You are out here. You guys are all out. Out. Okay. You guys could, not you. Mouse jumped on me for some reason. The 2 is done. That's perfect, because that sets this guy up. The 7 has to be finished, so that means the 3 has to be finished. 3, and we can get into this 5. Perfect. All of those. And one of those 2, so you're out. You're there, you're there, you're there, so you have to be in. Keep checking to make sure any of these verticals are being picked up or not. You have to be in. Corner. Clear the stuff out. We're getting a lot of stuff that's working in succession. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're not having to kind of jump back over to some other areas, but we'll probably have to do that here soon. X, no. What about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No. The 2, the no. Of course, I say something and immediately now I have to go searching. 2, no. No, no. No, I don't think any of those are good. So let's see what else we can find. No. The 3, do we have anything there? I guess we can get rid of you. I wonder if there's anything just sitting out here that I'm not seeing. It could very well be, because there's a lot going on here. You're there, so you can't be in. You only have one more that goes on this guy. The 3, here we go. This guy has to be in. Does that correlate to the 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can get rid of these couple. You can't ever be in now because of this orientation. You can't ever be in, which is going to mean you, and you. Wonderful. One of those 2 will be in, so these 2 are out. This now means that both of these are in. The 4 has to finish here. The 3 has to finish here. The 5 has to finish here. The 3 has to finalize. And you can never be in, because of what that does. You will be in, you and you. Okay, nothing finishing there, but this, the 3 doesn't quite have enough, but you're a corner, so you can get rid of you. We know one of those 2 has to be in to finish the 3, but, oh wait, the 5 here will give us what we need. You have to be there, and you have to be here. Now let's go back up here. Put you in, you. 2 is done. We can jump onto these guys. One of those, 2, 3. This 3 has to be the final one here. One of those 2 will be in. Okay, this 5 must finish, so we will do so. That finishes our 4 and our 4. Does that finish this 4? No, it does not. Okay, move on to something else that we can work with. All of this stuff is nicely done. Now we can try to find something in this corner to work with. One of those two. One of those two, so you're out. Only got one more left in there. That's not too useful. What about this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can get rid of this, and... well, this guy here can never take this spot, because then it would remove this guy's possibility. So you have to be here, which means you have to be here. One of those two is in, so that's out. That now forces you to come over here. Good. 5 is done. You have to be here and here and here, and I think that's going to finish everything off for the most part. Yeah, because 4 and 4 are done. It can just put you in. Good. Right. Next 20 by 20. That one took a few minutes to get into, so not a few minutes, but it took a little bit to get there. So let's hope this one we can get through fairly smoothly, just like the last one we did. Gonna do a little cleanup to start, and then start looking at these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can get those going on the 7s right away. Hopefully that'll give us enough purchase on some of these other guys that we can get moving. You're there, so you have to pop into here. You have to go here. All of these are out. The 2 is not quite done. You're out. You're there, you're there, you are out. You're a corner. You can't ever be in. You can't ever be in. Can we get down into the 6 maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we can get rid of options. So let's do that and do a little bit of cleaning. See if we can find something else we can work with. Checking to see if there's anything here just standing out at me. It doesn't quite look like it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's not quite enough. Oh, the 2 did finalize, so we did get rid of one of those, so we can put you in. That should give us this 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it does. Let's plop all these in. And then reevaluate. You're there, you're there, you're there, you're there. You are you and you and you. Okay. Do we get anything going across? Not necessarily. What about you? We can probably do more with this 6, can't we? Because only, well, that's not true. 4 of these could be in. Okay. Thought we might have something there, but not quite. All right, let's do some more cleanup and then see what we can see. You, and all of these have to go. This is the fun part of it, where you're just clicking off stuff. I was gonna say they could put like a button where just anything that's not even possible, you can just click it and that takes it away, but I guess that's part of the point of the puzzle is to have to go through those and see what can and can't work and find those things and do that. Might take away from the puzzle itself to do it the other way, so not necessarily a suggestion, just talking because I need to talk. What about this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. We can get into this 5. Let's get rid of all this stuff. We know one of those 2 is in, so these are both out. This guy actually just has to be in, which is going to force all of this to work. Corner, you're out. You were there, so you have to go here. Good. The 2's not quite determined yet. But can we get anything else down in here? You can never be in, so that's one thing we can get rid of. And let's see. Again, one of the, oh, the 3 here. Just notice you. Can the 6 go now? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, again. So let's keep going up this line while we have some work to do and see if that'll tell us what we need. Yes, it does. That's the final 2. This is the final for the 6. We didn't get anything necessarily up and down, so we'll move on to this 5 perhaps. In fact, we'll just put this guy in because he's sitting there waiting for us. So are you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this 6 we can do something on. These 2 have to be in. You guys can't be because one of those 2 has to be. I get rid of you. Now we can do this 2. That's going to force that 6. And this 5. The 2 is done, so let's get rid of those. The 5 has 2 more options left, so those have to be out. And did any of that open anything up for us? One of those 2 will be in. The 3, yeah, we can keep going this way now. Those are all out. That's there, so this guy has to be in. The 2 is done. Let's clear those out. This 5 has got to be close. Yeah, we can get rid of multiples. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 6, we can put these guys in now. Yep. That's going there, that's going there. Those guys we don't quite know. One of those 2. What about this? Yeah, we already said one of the 5. We can get rid of options, but not all of them. Can't put you in because it removes too many options. Doesn't quite get enough reduction on the 2. 3, 4, no, not on you, not on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. This 5 is good. Get rid of all of that and then get into these other guys. Do we have anything? Yes, we can put you here. So let's start going down the line. You are there, you are there, you are there, you are there, you are there. You have to be here, you have to be here. You're a corner. 3, 4, 5. We still have 2 options left there. The 4, 5, 2s are all done. Okay. You can't be in, so that's probably going to give us this 5. It is. That's going to give us the 2, which is going to give us the 6. Don't think we know what those guys are doing. Don't quite know what these guys are doing. So we'll have to find something maybe up here. Yeah, one of these and one of these has to be in, so that's out. I don't think that tells us. Oh wait, this one here is out. 1, 2, so we have to put these 4 in to finish. That's going to give us the 3. We're doing this little sweep down this way. Should have kept on it knowing that that was going to happen. All of these will be in. You're out. The 3 now is just done. Again, as we continue to push, you have to be here. The 1 is done. That's going to force you in. And you, and you. 4 is done. Let's click on all these guys and make sure we're good there. The 5 has to finish. This guy has to be in. That's finishing the 5. The 4 finishes. You can't be in, so the 3 finishes. Now we can tell what's going on here. You're there, so you have to be here. This 4 is done. This 3 is done. The 6 is done. Perfect. All right, so we got through the 20 by 20s. Pretty good. Now, it did take some time to do them, of course, but that's the nature of the beast. So let's get into this guy, and I think we'll have the 15 by 15, and there's a couple of no-mos here that we can do that are achievable without spending hours trying to figure out what's what. Okay, let's do a bunch of cleanup on this guy real quick. I didn't see anything on this 6 that I think I liked. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I did, actually, now that I actually look at it deeper. All this can go. You're out as well, so we know 2, 4, 2 of these have to be in to finalize, so it's those guys. Okay. The 1 has to finish. You're done. You guys are all out because you can't go in any way. You have to be here. Again, clean up as we go. All of these are done. That 1 was finished, which is going to give us this guy, this guy, this guy, and both of these. Those are done, those are done. Okay, let's get back into this. All of this, ooh, not you, is out. And then we can get moving and grooving. That's a corner. Let's see about some of these 4s now. Not quite there. The 3's not. Gotta have something down in here. Well, I guess we know at least one of these two has to be in, so you can't be. Oh, right here is just a given. You have to go here, you have to go here, which means you have to go here. So that's you, 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 you. So both of these are in and you are in. Good. Now the 2 is good to go. So we can get rid of all that and put you here and you here. Now we can get into this 4, which is going to clean out a big old swath of stuff right here. And probably give us a bunch more info. Yeah, you can't be in, so you and you have to be. I think I misclicked one right there. You're going to have to be in. Well, hold on. Let me put these guys here for a second. Because I don't... Oh yeah, I do know this one can't be in, so there is this one that should be in for that tree right there. Hopefully I didn't mess that up and that was correct, because I don't want to have to go back and find that again. You can't be in, which means this is one of these two will be, so you're not. You're here, you're here, you're here. One of those two has to be in, so you're both out, which means you, you, and you. One of those two's in, so you're out, and it's actually just this one. One of those two, so that's 3, 4, 5. Nope, go away. We don't like misclicks today. You have to go here, you have to go here. The 4 will finish this off. Again, one of those two is in, and it's going to be this one to finish the 3, which forces you, you, and you. Cross the fingers, yes, okay. So I was able to see that the only logical place that that one could have gone, so that's good. Didn't want to have to do that over again because that would have taken a bunch of time to go through. Let's try to find this 5 and 6 if we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it just gets rid of these guys. We can do cleanup as we go as well. Oop, didn't mean to click you. What about that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's the place to start. So let's do that. And we'll go down this line. This 1 might actually be done as well because all of the stuff that we just pulled out of here. Yes, it is. All of you can go. We'll continue our cleanup and we can get rid of that guy at least. Let's keep cleaning these guys out. So I'm sure there's plenty we can do if we can just see it properly. Get rid of all of this stuff and then take another look at what's doing. I think that's mostly it. So let's start combing through this thing now. You and you can't be in. This 3 now has to just be in one of those two. And we can actually just say it's that one. That's a corner, so you go away. The 4, we can say what's going on because these 2 have to be in. Then 2 of those have to be in. You're there, you're there. We don't quite know how that works out. Do we have anything else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can say you are out. And not quite knowing what some of those are. Okay, let's try to find something else here that we can just roll with. We know one of those 2 is in, so that's 2, but there's still multiple locations we can go there. Feels like something in here should be doable. Yeah, you can't ever be in because you've removed both of these guys' options. Although that doesn't really help us too much in the final product here. You can't be in. There we go. That's what we needed to see. So that forces both of you to be. That didn't finish that guy. Doesn't get you or you going either. Oh, we're still there. That's a corner, so it goes away. Let's see. Where else? That 3 was done. The 6 and the 1 are done. Okay. Had to go back and make sure we've got everything right. Did we finish this guy off properly? You go here, you go here, you go here, you go here. Yes, we can't really determine those guys just yet. Those guys are all in. That's still undecided. You could be in, you could be in. You could still be in. Okay. Let's maybe think a little bit more about some of the options that we have on these guys. Looks like this 3, one of those has to be in, but then we still have 4 more options. One of these has to be in, but we still have 4 more options. We already said one of those. We don't quite know what's going on there. Okay, where is this next bit? Yeah, we're still going there. Well, do we have anything up in here that's going to remove multiples? I don't think so. Again, we know 2 of these have to be in. I don't know that we can say which ones are which, though. Could be 2 of those, then those. We might have to get a little more systematic on this guy because I'm not quite seeing what's what. For some reason. If that was in, these 3 would all be in. No, that still works. Okay. Trying to find some little bits of logic that we can work with there, but they don't seem to be coming through. Actually, this guy can't be in, can he? Because if he is, he goes to this tree, which means this guy has to take on you, which is fine over there, but then all of these are out, so this guy has to take on you, and you're broken, so that's an out. Again, whether that helps or not, I don't quite know, but it's something we can do, so we're gonna do it. Could you be in? If you are, you go here, and you go here. Now that could still work, okay. Let's see, where are you? Where are you? Come on now. If this was in, it would force this one to be in, this one to be in. I think that all works. Yeah, I'm not seeing this one for some reason now. Where's this next move? Oh, is it up here still in the 3 now? Yeah, because we said one of these 2 had to be in for you, but now that we had removed this option, one of these 2 has to also be in, so this can't ever be in. Again, that doesn't really do a ton of work, though. Because you don't have any clue on that one that we just removed. There's some negative constraint in here I'm not seeing. If you're in, you and you would be in. That should all be fine. Okay, let's just go through all of them. I guess I can't see anything right now. Again, one of those and one of those. We have nothing on those sides. 2 of these have to be in. 3 of those. There's way too many options there. Way too many options here. Too many options going on here. 1 too many here. Too many there. Too many there. Too many there. Was there anything we could reduce here on this 4? I don't think so. And again, not on that one. Not on you. No. Oh wait, this one here can't be in. That's what it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We couldn't remove 2 options. Okay, there it was. Forces these 2. Now, is that enough to get us going again? Actually not. Because it didn't really remove any options from clued items. Because this 3 is still possible with either both of these or this one and one of those. Where the heck is this thing? I know somebody will point it out. There has to be a negative here somewhere that I'm just whiffing on. What if you were in? It would mean you would have to be in, but there's, again, no clue over here to work through those. I'm stumped, and we're getting long again, which I said I didn't want to do, so I'm taking a hint. We're just going to move on here. Oh, I just didn't even... obvious stupidity. Thank you very much. Okay. I would have sat there for way too long looking at those. Okay, that finishes the 3. Now, what does that do for us, though? Because we still haven't really reduced these things. I guess the 4 now works. There we go. Let's put those in. You're there, so you're out. We know one of those 2 is in. This 3 now we can do. Oh, that's just bad on my part. One of those is in. This is in, so this is in. One of those, this one, that one, this one's out, so this one has to be in. Which means you are out. You are in. You're a corner. The 4 is done if we can click properly. Good. The 3 is now done. This 3 is now done. Yes, all starting to unravel now. You can go away. 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the next clue? Those guys could... Well, you're out, so that's going to give us this one. Let's not miss the obvious again. One of those 2. We know one of those 2 is in... these 2 can't be in because of what they do to the 3, which forces both of you to be in, which forces you out. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not there. And then you're here, you're here. You are one of those 2, so one of these 2 has to be in. Okay. There's nothing else touching, is there? Not being dense. I should point out, must be in that designation. No, I don't see any of these other guys in at the moment. Yet again, we got to find something else to work with. Okay, one of those 2 has to be in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got multiples here that could work. 1, 2, oh, the 3, there it is. Didn't see that guy. These guys have to go in. These have to go out. Now we can do the, well, no, we can't. We can get rid of you and you have to be in. That works those guys. The 3 will finish to put that in. Now we can finish you guys off and you, that'll finish the 3, put you here, put you here. This is done. That's going to finish that 5, put these guys in, and then that's in, and you have to be in as well. All right, that was a little sloppy. It was an obvious thing, and I just completely didn't click off one thing. We're going to try to get through these guys real... I'm going to do the 6x6, that's it, because we're already running hot, and I want to get through this, so I'm not going to try the 9x9. I would have if I had had some time, but we're not going to do that today, then. You're going here, you're going here, you're going here, so let's... Doesn't want to do it. You can't be in, so this guy here has to be. The 1 is done. We need 1 more here, so it goes here. One of those 2 will finish that off. These guys are out. This guy has to be in to do you, which means you have to go here, and there we go. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go into 9x9. That could take a while. We're already at 34 minutes, so we will go back, and we'll say we've done one of them. That's good enough, and we got through... I mean, they were large puzzles. I mean, 20x20s, 1011s, and 15x15s were all pretty good-sized ones, so we can feel happy with that. We just had a little bit of a slow brain moment there on the 1/10 that was touching an empty space. So anyway, that was October 29th, Tents and Trees. Hope you all enjoyed that one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.